Good morning. This is Sandy Eulitt with Cats, Crafts, and Laughs. That's www.catscraftsandlaughs.com. And today I am showing you the finished product. This is my mom's Mother's Day gift 2020. She has been we've been looking for the Goldilocks tote bag for about 9 months. I made her two over Christmas, and she said that they were too small, and then I sent her a different one in October, and that one was too big. So she wanted something in between, and I saw this McCall's pattern. This is McCall's 7265, and I thought it was a cute pattern. And so I decided to take a swing at it. But I also wanted to make my mom a walker bag because she's had a couple falls, and she's been using a walker when she walks outside. And so I wanted a walker bag for her, but I wanted something that she could like put a water bottle into, or perhaps a newspaper, something with some depth to it, not just sheets of paper. And most of the walker bags seem to be best suited for more flat materials. So I saw again that McCall's pattern, and after deliberating on it for a while, I realized that I could make it a combination tote bag, walker bag, by just adding straps here along the way to hang over the front edge of the walker, and that way she can use this, she can hang this on her walker, or she can just detach it. There's Velcro on the back side, so one side of the straps is stitched down, and what I did for the stitching, you can see I stitched across and then did a diagonal stitching so that it's very securely adhered on there. And then for the Velcro on the other side, I did that same stitching pattern to ensure that it will stay on. And I used 4 straps instead of 2 so that if she's got anything with some weight in it, like I said, a water bottle, maybe a thick newspaper, something my mom likes to read the paper, then there will be enough support that this thing won't fall off. So as you can see from the McCall's pattern, it has a solid fabric here as the main focus fabric on the front. Well, my mom really likes the fabrics that I have made this of. However, I've had these for about 5.5 years, and I can't get most of them anymore, particularly this one here, this white with the blue and the pink flowers on it. So I had made a quilt out of this a few years ago, and I had some strips left over. So I pieced together fabric to make it like a quilt, and then I used up some fabric that I had bought to do the bottom out of. And I did make a few design alterations here, aside from just doing from adding the walker straps. There was supposed to be, so this top edge here, the pattern calls for the inside here, the lining, to be attached to the outside, that you're supposed to put wrong sides together, and then you're supposed to do binding all along the top edge. Well, short of this is, I'm not very good at binding. It is not my forte. In addition to the fact that I am really short of fabric with which to finish this, and I am recording this video on May 7th, which is like day 48 of the national lockdown from the COVID-19 pandemic, and I am not sure that my local Joann's is allowing people inside. I've heard a lot of Joann's are, you have to place the orders online, and then it's taking a week or more for them to get filled, and then you do curbside pickup, and then the orders are getting canceled at the last minute because they don't have the fabric in stock anymore, and it's just kind of become a mess. So I felt strongly that what I needed to do was stick to the fabric that I had on hand, which fortunately I have a lot of, but I did not have a lot of big pieces left of the fabrics that would coordinate with this. Yes, by the way, I know that this needs a serious pressing. I'm going to do that after I record this video. I'm still working on a part of this that I don't want to press it until I finish that up, which brings me to the next part. The inside of this tote bag is, I don't know, I think it's really cool. Let's see if I can get these straps undone very quickly. And so the inside here has pockets. Now, the directions for the pockets, yes, I know that there's blue lines there. That's one of the things that I have to take out yet. The pattern directions for the pockets have you put the pocket piece together, wrong sides together, and then place it along a placement line on the bottom of the lining piece, and then flip it up, enclosing the seam there. But to me, that would have left a seam allowance of about a half an inch or so on the inside of this pocket. And I thought it would look unfinished, and I didn't really like that idea very much. So what I did was I put the pocket together, folded it in half as the directions say, right sides together, and made this seam here along the bottom, and then I turned it inside out, or right side out, and I then attached it to the lining just by stitching along here at the bottom. And then the pattern calls for you to make stitching lines along here, although the pattern refers to stitching lines. However, I looked at all the pattern pieces and there are no stitching lines, so I just kind of arbitrarily decided to make mine one pocket. I made them, I put a line 6 inches from each end, leaving, a big space in the middle, and then the other pocket I did 7 inches from each end, leaving a smaller pocket there in the middle. And then the other part that is a design change, again, remember there was supposed to have been binding here at the top. So the pattern calls, and this is why I haven't finished this yet and ironed it, the pattern calls for you to stitch this bottom closed, and then again you're supposed to put the lining wrong side together with the outside and put binding across the top. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't have the fabric, and I'm not very good at binding. A quilter I am not. I'm an embellisher, not a quilter, and I like to make apparel. So what I did was I left the bottom open, and I'm just doing a slip stitch here across the bottom to close this up, and it will be completely invisible. There you can see my needle and thread, and you can see what I have done so far, and you can see that that'll just be completely invisible and close that up very nicely. The pattern also calls for, I think, only 3 fabrics to be used in this, and I have used 5 or 6. I've obviously got one for the pocket, one for the lining, one for the tote bag itself, one for the straps, one for the, or I should say the tote bag handles, one for the walker bag straps. Actually, I think I used a different fabric here for the facing for the pocket area, and then I obviously have the fabric, the quilted fabric that I made for the pockets, and then the fabric for the bottom of the tote bag. So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was a very good project for using up a lot of fabric. I had most of this left over from a project that I made a few years ago. And was after I inventoried my fabric at the beginning of this year, I decided that I needed to declare a moratorium on fabric purchases, and also that I needed to start eliminating a lot of fabric. So with this project, I have accomplished a lot of that, and I don't have much fabric left of this color scheme. In fact, here is the little art bin organizer satchel, and in here is what is left, and most of these are just small pieces. The only thing of size that I have is a fat quarter. Well, and I've got a little bit of that white flowered material, but I've got that allocated to make myself a couple of throw pillows, or the top of a throw pillow with. So on that note, I wanted to share this with you, and hope that you will join me. I'll probably make another one of these and do a course out of it, and hope that you will join me. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.